Barrow Creek Telegraph Station is located 282 kilometres north of Alice Springs on the Stuart Highway, midway between the towns of Alice Springs and Tennant Creek. Barrow Creek was chosen as the site for the telegraph repeater station in September 1871. Construction work began in January 1872 and the line was officially opened in August. The original submarine cable from England and the Overland Telegraph line stopped carrying international traffic in 1935. By that time, other cables had been laid across the Indian and Pacific Oceans. However, Darwin acquired renewed importance with the outbreak of the Second World War. Cross arms and new copper wire were added to the old telegraph poles so that it could carry trunk line telephone calls. The Barrow Creek Telegraph Station became a telephone linesman's depot. Prior to the telegraph, it had taken at least 2 months for news to reach Australia by ship. Every word of world news passed through this telegraph station. Operators worked around the clock as the Morse code signals were passed on to other repeater stations along the line. Set in a harsh and remote environment, with no reliable permanent water supply, drinking water had to be carted from 15 kilometres away. Poling and wiring of the OT line in Barrow Creek area was completed in 1871. By January 1872, the team had also built a little stone hut and partially built the front wall of the telegraph office. Loopholes were placed in the walls through which firearms could be discharged to defend the occupants due to the repeated attacks on the station. In 1873, linesman John Franks was speared and died instantly as he rushed towards the safety of the courtyard. Also speared was the station master James Stapleton, who died later from the injuries, and assistant Ernest Flint, who managed to survive. Alice Springs was named after Mrs. Alice Todd. Alice was the wife of Charles Todd, who won the government tender to construct the Overland Telegraph line. After John McDouall Stuart's successful return, crossing from Adelaide to the Arafura Sea in 1862, the idea of the transcontinental telegraph line was reinvigorated. On the 22nd of August 1872, the construction of the Overland Telegraph line between Adelaide and Darwin was completed. It has been described as the greatest engineering feat carried out in the 19th century Australia. Within months, it was linked to Java to Darwin submarine telegraph cable, and Australia's communication time with Europe was reduced from months to hours. Australia's isolation from the rest of the world was lessening. The line featured 36,000 telegraph poles and 11 repeater stations, which were necessary to boost the strength of the electrical signal, each about 200 kilometres apart. The Overland Telegraph cost was £239,588, which was almost double the original budget. But the cost was minimal considering the value to Australia's connection to the world. Why is it that we don't celebrate these major milestones in our history, nor commemorate the true heroes of our conception? John McDouall Stuart, Charles Todd, the men who built the line, the linesmen that serviced it through hostile environment and isolation, the station masters and families that endure the same deprivations to supply a country with communications. Why? I'll leave that up to you to answer.